The Saints re-signed Chase Young for 3 years, $51 million. And at first glance to this move, I'm wondering how and why the Saints signed him to this deal, considering they were still negative $7 million in cap space when this signing happened, considering that Chase Young, yes, did have 5.5 sacks last year. There were times where he didn't look like he could tackle great, like he didn't look like he was a former second overall pick, like he didn't have it in the tank to still be a top edge rusher in this league like he was drafted to be. And we know that he dealt with injury history in Washington. And then we saw the Niners be able to grab him, and he played in the Super Bowl for them. But then the Saints sign him knowing that he has a neck injury. And I feel like a little bit of that actually played into his play this year. I mean, I really do. Because when you look at the Saints bringing back Chase Young, again, I was shocked. He did have a forced fumble. He did have 21 solo tackles, but again, only had 5.5 sacks on the year. Now, I will give Chase Young his credit because he played all 17 games this season, something that he has never done in his career is play every single game. He played he played 16 games with Washington. He played 16 games in totality last season, 9 with San Fran, 7 with Washington. The season before that, he got hurt and played 3 in 2022 with Washington. He played 9 in 2021 with Washington, and then he played 15 games in 2020 with Washington. So let's see, 1, 2. Okay, we can say that 3 out of his 5 years in the league, he has played all of his games. But this year was the first true year he played every game of a 17-game season and just every game in general of the regular season. So I like to see his health coming back around. So, in terms of games played, that didn't necessarily hinder him, but I'll give him some credit. He had 66 pressures on the year, which was tied for 7th among all edge rushers. Now, I know you might come at me and say, oh, AJ, why are you talking about the pressures? It was 7th. Okay, well, pressures lead to sacks. Pressures lead to disruptions. Pressures lead to quarterback hits. You don't always have to sack the quarterback. If you can just knock him to the ground and let him know that your presence is being felt, shake him up, rough him up a little. If you can get in there and hurry him, have him rush a throw that could lead to an interception, get in there and pressure him into a difficult situation other than what he's running through his brain, and then finally get in there and be able to sack him. So I think pressures hold a lot of value. And just while I have you guys on here, I want to see where he actually came out at. If I can, let's see if I can see it correctly. Where did he come in at for TFLs? I wish I would have pulled this beforehand. Uh-oh. Are we freezing up? Did we freeze up? No, I don't think we did. Okay. Let's see. TFLs. Okay, so he wasn't in the top 50. Carl Granderson had more than him with 9. Yeah, you got to really go down. Okay, Chase Young was 75th in the league with 8 TFLs, but he was 7th overall. Tackles for loss is what TFLs are. But he was 7th overall in pressures. So again, more pressures can lead to TFLs, sacks, disruption rate, hurries, quarterback hits. Like, we will take those. And when you look at the deal that he got, I believe it's $17 million a year. Yeah, $17 million a year for an edge rusher like Chase Young, who can, on occasion, perform up to some of the best defensive ends in the league. Now, I'm not going to say he's top 10, maybe not even top 15 or top 20. But doing your job by getting to/around the quarterback is what you're paid for. And again, we know that the Saints were very bad defensively last year. We know that they did not have a lot of luck on the defensive side of the ball at all. And it's, when you looked at the money, when you really looked at the money, I'm like, okay. But again, just like I said on the show earlier with JV, these teams are going to pay, these players what they want to pay them. The New Orleans Saints had 39 sacks last year. So they were 20th in the league on that. Thank y'all for bearing with me to look up some of those extra stats for you. They were 20th in the league last year in total sacks. I think bringing Chase Young back gives you a chance to improve that.
Hey, it's AJL here. Appreciate you sticking to the end of the video here on YouTube. You could have chose any other show, but you chose my video, and for that, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hit the bell on the channel so you never miss a post. Check me out on all social media platforms. Right here, you'll find a chance to subscribe to the show, a related video, and a playlist. See you guys in the next one.